For most of us, we have a bad memory of going to the stylist, the hairdresser, the braider, and sitting on a chair and having our hair ripped out, half of it on the floor, crying in pain, scalp burning, and back into some protective style that's tight, that needed you to take Panadol, and that left you without edges. That's the experience of many Black people. I'm sure we can all agree that the natural hair community has had such an impact on Black women and also as a whole on the world in general. More than ever before, people are embracing their natural hair, learning about their natural hair, wanting the world to know that we are beautiful, the way we are, the way God created us. But I can't be the only one that is noticing that a few people have actually returned to being, when I say returned, they were relaxed before, so they're going back. A few people are actually relaxing their hair again. A few people are choosing to be straight naturals. A few people are feeling frustrated, on the fence about whether or not they want to wear their hair natural anymore, just, bring back the relaxer. And let's not even deny the silk press craze, the silky wig craze, okay? It's out there. All right, and there's a few reasons that I think that this is happening. Some of these reasons are old. They were there even before the natural hair community started. However, there's some that, seem to actually be more prevalent at this particular time and actually keeping Black women frustrated with their natural hair. So in this video, I'm sharing 10 reasons why I think Black women hate their natural hair and why they're returning to relaxers. The first one is society. It is known through slavery, through colonialism. I am an immigrant who came from Africa, so we were colonized. Zambia was a British colony, so there's a lot of influence. There's a lot of preconceived ideas of what beauty is. Unfortunately, society is not very accepting of natural hair. Afro hair has been seen over the years as something that is not desirable, not the standard of beauty, and therefore it leaves women, us Black women, the owners of this hair, feeling like we don't belong, feeling like we're a misfit, feeling like, we need to do some things in order to be accepted and loved in this particular society. So unfortunately, the society we live in is not very accepting and welcoming of Afro textures. The next one, which ties very closely to society's pressures and society's ideals, is just the mental chains. I've already spoken about being colonized as, Zambians, people from Africa. The impact of colonialism, the trauma that comes from colonialism runs through our grandmothers and our mothers and our aunties and even through us to this day. And some of it will actually be passed on to the younger generations. But I feel like mental chains, thinking that your hair is not beautiful. And I know it's hard because everything around you tells you that it's not. So it's hard for you to actually believe and accept that in your heart and in your soul and in your mind. And so mental chains, feeling like, okay, this hair is actually not beautiful when compared to maybe something else, a looser curl, a straighter wig, or what have you. We still have it in our minds that this is not the standard of beauty. And I know a lot has gone into uplifting, encouraging, and motivating women to accept their beauty. But when you are bombarded with a different standard of beauty on a daily, it's very hard to believe that your hair is beautiful. And I totally understand the struggle. I don't think I myself am free completely, because it's almost like a daily thing that you have to continue reminding yourself and affirming yourself that your hair is beautiful. Your hair can be managed, okay? Your hair is accepted. Your hair is glorious. It's luxurious. It's flamboyant, and it does not need to be changed. Unfortunately, the mindset that we still have sort of makes us feel like this is not something that you want to have, and this is not something that I can manage. And yeah, I'm just going to join the group that actually looks like the rest of the world. And I say the rest of the world because Afro hair, particularly type 4 hair, is in its own league. It doesn't look like any other hair on earth. Indian hair, Asian hair, Caucasian hair, any other hair has got some similarities. You can see some shine in there. You can see some sheen. You can see light bounce off. You can, get some flowiness in there. When it comes to type 4, unique. And honestly, it is sad that we actually are struggling to accept the beauty that it is. I'm not saying that one hair type is better than the other, but the uniqueness of type 4 hair is unmatched. And unfortunately, we've been told that it is actually ugly and it's not great. So we're here stuck with one of the most beautiful hair types, and we're here thinking it's actually ugly. And we want to cut it off, and we want to relax it, and we want to cover it with a silky wig. Sad indeed. Products. For the longest time, we have not had access to products that are tailor-fitted to manage to maintain Afro-textured hair, okay? I think Shea Moisture was one of the, first brands to come out and really tailor-fit their products to textured hair. I know there's been drama about them and selling their company and not necessarily working with African or Black influencers, which is usually the case, guys. We're usually sidelined. We're here talking about brands, promoting brands, and not get paid for it. That is the norm. It is unfair actually out here as a Black influencer, and that's why I say support your girls, support your channels that you love, join memberships, buy merchandise, so that we can keep coming out here to push this message, because our grandchildren have to hear this. Our great-grandchildren need to know that the fight is ongoing, and we didn't just sit here and allow for people to influence the way we think and the way we view ourselves. We actually fought to be recognized, to be accepted, and to be known for exactly who we are and the hair that we own. So yeah, products, unfortunately, they're expensive. They've been expensive for a while. Recently, in the last 5 years or so, we've seen an influx of products. Now there's quite a few options for us. They are quite accessible. If they're not there in your drugstore, you can find them online, Amazon, etc. However, for the longest time, Black women have not had access to products that will help them manage their hair. This has contributed to them going back to relaxers or just cutting their hair off and hating the way their hair is overall. Services not being available. And when I say this, I'm talking about stylists, I'm talking about braiders, I'm talking about people that handle our hair. Most of us do not have a great experience with people handling our hair. I think I've had maybe one subscriber that said that her hair was the longest when her stylist dealt with her hair, and I applauded her. I was happy for her, and I wish that all of us had that experience, but unfortunately we don't. And for most of us, we have a bad memory of going to the stylist, the hairdresser, the braider, and sitting on a chair and having our hair ripped out, half of it on the floor, crying in pain, scalp burning, and back into some protective style that's tight, that needed you to take Panadol, and that left you without edges. That's the experience of many Black people. And I know these days they're saying, oh, pair with a stylist, pair with that stylist so you can get, to know your hair, learn your hair. Look, there's a lot of trauma around working with stylists, and a lot of us just don't want to deal with that. For example, myself, there's absolutely no one in this place at the moment that can actually do my hair. There is no qualified stylist specific for Afro hair where I live. And therefore I have to learn how to look after my hair so I can understand if someone is feeling like, oh my goodness, even just walking into a store or a salon, for example, you can't get serviced there. I remember migrating to Australia and walking into a salon wanting a wash and a blowout, and literally someone actually said to me, we don't do that kind of hair here. I was shocked. I walked out, tail between my legs, not knowing what that was about. I mean, coming from Zambia, every salon does, textured hair. So when I say not having salons or stylists that deal with Afro hair, I'm actually talking about here in the Western world, okay? Australia, Canada, America, the UK. Now we're seeing salons open, but this has not been the norm for the longest time. And if you don't have people that can look after your hair, I mean, what do you expect us to do? Cut your hair, relax it so that you can manage it yourself. Like, I don't blame Black women for going back because it's been hectic. So be gentle on yourself. If you're on the fence, if you're struggling, if you're frustrated, you're not alone. Hang in there. There is help. YouTube University is here. There's people coming up with courses. I'm coming up with a digital product to help you guys out, and we're going to make it through. So hang in there. baby steps, and just try to enjoy the journey. The expense of taking care of natural hair. When the natural hair movement first started, we were made to believe that we needed so many products, so many tools, so many processes, so many scarves, etc. And we went to town. We have shelves and shelves and shelves of products trying to deal with our hair, still suffering with dryness after all that. And unfortunately, a lot of us had a light bulb moment when we realized it's been years and my hair is still stagnant. At the same length, I'm not happy with my results. My hair is still dry. I'm not going to do this anymore. So unfortunately, particularly in the beginning, products were so expensive, and it was sold to us, or a narrative was sold that Afro hair is expensive to look after. And I would like to argue that you can make it as simple or as complicated as you like. Some people love the extra, others a little bit in the middle, and others like to keep it simple. I like to keep it simple, and I am still a product junkie in some ways. Really, some of the products are just sent to me. However, some of them I've just had for years. I don't use them that much. But for a monthly washer, honestly, you actually don't need that much. And if you're struggling with this and you're feeling like you're spending too much money, etc., have a step back and really look at what you need. I've done videos on my staple products and why products are important. Those are two good videos for you to check out to just help you start narrowing down and, eliminating some of the products that you don't need in your routine. Texturism. Let's not lie here. I mean, there is a movement that is the 4C hair movement that has been used to, gain views and to gain traction here on the internet, where every Jim and Jack is now tagging 4C hair in order to get views. However, when it comes to the look of it, when it comes to working with influencers that have got 4C hair, brands don't want anything to do with it. So we cannot sit here and lie that there has been a narrative that curlier hair, a looser curl, a looser texture, silkier texture, straighter hair is more beautiful than kinky, coily, curly natural hair. And when I say kinky, curly, I'm talking about type 4 hair, because that's the most coily hair, right? That is seen as not beautiful. So a lot of us would maybe chase the looser curl in form of wash and goes. I'm not saying everybody does that. But some people just do, curlier hair in order to change or manipulate the overall look of their hair to look less 4C and more type 3C, if you know what I mean. And unfortunately, this is, again, back to the mental change. This narrative put into our heads that our hair is ugly and our hair needs to actually be looser and silkier, shinier, and more flowy. It doesn't have to be. It is beautiful the way it is, looking like a cloud, looking like it's in a league of its own, because it is. So girl, do not be deceived. Your hair is incredibly beautiful. Men, there have been many people that have come out here online saying that they have gotten different responses from men based on their hairstyle or the way they're wearing their hair. So a wig, for example, that is more straight, curly, will attract a different kind of man, while Afro hair might not actually get any attention. Okay, some men will not even look at you. And when some of these people come out and actually say it's actually African men that do not desire Afro hair, and our men, unfortunately, are victims of colonialism and slavery and all of that. So they're not separate from this whole saga, fiasco. They're a part of it. And the work goes into our men and women and children, and everybody actually needs a mind reshuffle to start rethinking what our hair truly is and what beauty truly is. And unfortunately, that is the case. And if you feel like natural hair is not going to get me a man, of course you're going to want to wear a wig. Of course you're going to wear your hair permed or chop it off or silky something, I don't know, put it in a curlier style, because I mean, who does not want to settle and have someone to spend their life with? That's an important aspect that we all would love to experience in this life. So to have your hair limit your options for a man is really, really sad. I'm not saying that all men are like this. There's definitely men that love natural hair. There's definitely men that are rising above that, but we cannot deny the fact that some men actually prefer looser hair, curlier hair, lighter skin. Jobs. Many people have come here online talking about, I have to wear my hair a certain way in order to continue working in my corporate job as a lawyer, as an accountant, what have you. Talking about, I have had to silk press my hair or wear a wig in order for me to get the job at the interview. Ladies, this is sad. This is a reality, but it is sad, and I can understand why people are going back to relaxers. People are going back to silk pressing their hair all the time and not wearing their hair in their natural state, because I mean, you need a job, you need to pay rent and what have you. So it's hard for us out here, and I want to be really gentle and really considerate and empathetic towards my fellow Black women that are in these situations, because it's a real issue. So unfortunately, this is one of the things that has made us shun away from our natural hair. Natural hair being viewed as complex. It's complicated, it's difficult to handle. I just don't want to deal with it. Some people go natural for a couple of years or a year or so and then, nah, done with it, I'm back, because it's seen as being difficult. I share videos on here on how to really accept your texture, how to manage your hair. I've shared videos how to narrow down your wash day to a 1 hour wash day of self-care. I live in mini twists. A lot of the way we've been shown how to look after our hair, even here on YouTube, in YouTube University, has been incorrect and has actually contributed to the frustration, because it's hard work. Let's not lie here. Afro hair, dealing with Afro hair, waist length Afro hair, type 4 hair, wash day, detangling, deep conditioning, the lot, it's hard work. Okay, it's hard work. However, there is strategies to help you manage this. 1. Number 2, we need to rethink how we style and manage our hair. Switching up styles all the time, for me, is not something that we should be doing. I honestly believe that type 4 naturals should not be using combs, all right? That way you eliminate this whole pressure to have a silky, perfect detangle, okay? Recycle your parts. These are game-changing things that I've shared videos about, and these will help you actually change your mindset about the difficulty of Afro hair. Also, dealing with your hair in mini twists, that's something that I have implemented in my journey. There's a YouTuber here called Precious Fro. She's a beautiful lady, beautiful, gorgeous hair as well. And she shares gems when it comes to this particular concept of like doing the bare minimum with your hair and still looking bomb, still loving your hair, enjoying your hair, and just being stress-free about it. Coco in Kyoto is another one. Naturally High, I mean, who else? Natural Academia, Indigenous Strands, a lot of Black women here who have really good success with their hair do the bare minimum. It's actually, it doesn't have to be as complicated or as difficult as we have made to believe. For example, weekly washing, I've spoken about this. Not everybody needs to be washing their hair every week. If you're a weekly washer, fine. However, that's not everyone's portion, and that shouldn't be put on you. Or, you know, women shouldn't feel pressured to have to do that as a standard of cleanliness and as a standard of hair care. That's not what I'm here for. Last but not the least, ladies, is confidence. Just not feeling confident in your hair. Just not feeling confident to rock your hair. Just not feeling confident in your styling. You know, not confident the gel cast might come off. Not confident that bobby pin might pop out. Oh, my afro might be too big. It might get attention. I personally have a problem. Not a problem, but I struggle wearing my hair in its glory because I get so much attention. I just can't handle it, you know. And it's not really a confidence thing, but it's just, I don't really like the attention. But I know just feeling not confident with your natural hair is a reason that has deterred us from wearing or embracing our natural hair and going back to relaxers. Ladies, this channel is packed with information to help you embrace your hair. I feel like it's important for you, for our children, to change the narrative about what natural hair is. A lot of people say I talk too much in my videos and, you know, yap. So I'm just gonna stop right here and thank you for watching the video. Bye.